This story I'm going to share with us today seems to have gone round widely, and I'm not bringing these stories on divorce in marriage to mock anyone, to make mockery of anyone's story. And this, if this has happened to you, I want you to take heart and to know that God is with you. Find a place in your heart to forgive your partner. Find a place in your heart to think about the children that is between the two of you. And know that where two elephants fight, it will surely affect the grass. The story has been going around for a while, but there are so many lessons to learn from it. Please share this story. Share the story with others, and we'll all learn from it. And we'll all get to know that little mistakes, little errors can cause misunderstanding leading to divorce in marriage. May God be with us. This story is shared by a partner in the family, and the story goes thus. On getting home one night, my wife served the dinner. I held her hand and said, "I've got something to tell you." That is the man talking now. "I've got something to tell you." The wife sat down and paid rapt attention and listened to what the husband has to say. The husband said again, he observed that the hurt in her eyes, that hurt in the wife's eye, showed, but he doesn't know what is going to be. Suddenly, I didn't know how to open my mouth, but I had to let her know that what I was thinking about was a divorce. I raised the topic calmly. She didn't seem to be annoyed by my words. Instead, she asked me softly, why? Why divorce between us? I avoided her question. This made her angry. She threw away the chopsticks that she was using to eat and shouted at me, "You are not a man. You are not a man." That is the wife shouting on the husband now. That night, we didn't talk to each other. She was weeping, and I knew she wanted to find out what had happened to our marriage. That it has gone so bad for me to be talking about divorce. But I could hardly give her a satisfactory answer. She had lost my heart to Jane. I didn't love my wife anymore. I just pitied her. With a deep sense of guilt, I drafted a divorce agreement which started which stated that she could own our house, our car, and even 30% stake of my company. That was how much the man was ready to get out of this marriage. She glanced at it and then tore it into pieces. The woman who had spent 10 years of her life with me and became a stranger. She now, she's now a stranger in my heart. She's now a stranger in the home. I felt sorry for her, wasted her time. I wasted her time so much, wasted her emotional uh, contribution into the relationship, wasted her resources and energy, but I could not take back what I had said, for I loved Jay so dearly. Finally, she cried loudly in front of me, which was what I had expected to see. To me, her cry was actually a release, kind of release the idea of divorce, which had observed and obsessed me for several weeks. It seems to be firmer and clearer now. The next day, I came back home very late and found her writing something at the table. I didn't even have supper but went straight to sleep and fell asleep very fast because I was tired after an eventful day with Jane. When I woke up, she was still there at the table writing. The woman has been writing since last night. I just did not care, so I turned over and was asleep again. In the morning, my wife, she presented she presented her divorce uh, conditions to me. Hmm. She didn't want anything from me, but I needed a month's notice before the divorce. She requested for a month's notice before the divorce. She requested that in in that 1 month we must both struggle to live as normal a life as possible. That was just the request from the wife. Her reason was simply our son had his exams in a month's time, and she didn't want to disrupt him from a broken marriage. This was agreeable to me, but she had something more. She asked me to recall how I had carried her into our bridal room on our wedding day. She requested that every day for the 1 month's duration, I carry her out of her bedroom to the front door every morning. I thought she was going crazy just to make uh, our last days together a bearable one. I accepted her and I added uh, some requests too. I told Jane about my wife's divorce condition. She laughed loudly and thought it was absurd. No matter what tricks she applied, she had to face the divorce. She said scornfully, my wife and I hadn't had anybody anybody contacts since my divorce. I had really moved away from her. Nobody contacts, no intimacy. I had really maintained some distance from her, but she never insisted on having body contact with me. Only the requests that she had made. So we went on that way, and I obliged to her requests to carry her out from her room to the front door of the house. This went on and on and on that way. But I could hardly give her uh, a satisfactory touch, an expected touch. There was no hug, no kisses. I was just watching how it was going for